Well, you might know this is a Christmas special. I went a little bit understated, just the little hat. Frankie got the memo, went for the jumper, and there's always one who goes over the top. Joel Ross.
Well,
top to tail.
I thought everybody was going for it today. He was in a charity shop 2 minutes ago, and you've been doing your...
That's because we've had a bad weekend.
Yeah, you had a bad weekend.
No winners.
No winners.
To pick up this very good.
And you've come to the I Want to Be Gordon Elliott competition.
What a bad weekend, though. A couple of winners, I know, especially for you.
Yeah, Geronimo. Geronimo, but I like to call him Geronimo.
Sake.
Well, it's better if you shout Geronimo home, isn't it, than Geronimo?
Geronimo!
There you go.
28, you put it up
That's what I was doing, yeah. That was nice. Protektorat, drift into 16s.
We're going to talk about him.
Yeah.
I catch him.
So there's got to be another in there, hasn't there? Another winner somewhere? Grey Dawning, how unlucky.
I had so many
One that got
unlucky ones
away.
at the weekend.
Or is it unlucky? I don't know. It's a bit of a debate, isn't it? Is Grey Dawning unlucky or jumping's the aim of the game? It's an unfortunate if you back Grey Dawning, but I don't know if it's unlucky, is it?
Il Ridotto, unlucky, or given the best losing rides you'll probably see this season.
Did a couple of them this year. Best losing rides. Good losing rides. We'll touch up all of that. We'll talk about novice hurdles, novice chases. It is the road to Cheltenham. Of course, it's a Christmas special. Nothing really Christmassy about it, apart from that we all look like idiots. And it's nearly Christmas. But nothing really Christmassy about the racing. But we'll look back and say what we saw the weekend in regards to Cheltenham. Just to show where we're going as well, because don't forget, we have got another Punter's Guide to come up this weekend for the final Saturday before Christmas. And we'll look into all the big races over the festive period as well. You can like and subscribe here on YouTube if you can see us looking as stupid as we are. Or you can listen to us on Spotify. And if you're listening, trust me, Joel looks stupid. Right, there's only one place to start though. Potential star in the making. Dysart Enos. How good was she on Friday?
Very good. Very, very impressed. I'm interested to see how, I've been saying I've been following this bumper form and anything that hit a high RPR in a bumper to run well. If that keeps going to the festival, I'm very interested. But yeah, super impressive. She's got all the form as well. She beat the Bat in second. That horse beat Welcome to Cartrees, who was well fancied, Paul Nicholls' horse at Ascot. Also beat the Bat was second to Masaccio. Going to go to the Challow, I think. All these kind of novice hurdlers mentioned. Jinko Blue as well sits in the form book somewhere. And Dysart Enos is a league above them. She was really good.
She was incredible. I mean, she's 4-1 favourite for the Mayor's Novice. Would you be tempted to go for the Supreme?
No, Mayor's Novice every day.
Go get a winner at the festival.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? 5 from 5 now under rules. 3 bumpers, because like I say, you've been talking about your bumpers and whatever. Was it Spirit Bag who fell, but was beaten?
In the race,
Yeah.
Cheltenham, I can't remember the name, but
Yeah.
I mean, the horse that she came up sides was beat.
Yeah, it was beat.
She was a league
looks
above
good.
them,
Looks really, really good. Looks really
Fergal
good.
said the quickest they've ever had, hasn't he?
The best they've ever had as well. There's one more race. They've not decided where to go yet. There's a couple of races. One's too close to the race we've just had. One's a little bit close to the festival. So they're trying to find a race where she's not going to carry a penalty. But she's one for the home team. She's a favourite, and she's a worthy favourite as well.
Yeah, and it's good that we've actually got one that looks half decent. So you look at that racing over Christmas in Ireland, and it's just blockbuster stuff. But no, I am really, really excited about the 4-1 for the Mares. I wouldn't touch Supreme, would you?
No, I'll go Mares.
Yeah, he's not a winner, is he? Festival winner.
Don't think so. I saw that.
No,
I couldn't believe it. I was scared to say that in case I was wrong, but now you've said it as well.
Yeah,
and
both wrong.
Yeah, both wrong. I've had 3.
Well, if we're all wrong, someone's written it wrong.
Yeah.
I read it as well. And
I read it
like,
too.
I cannot believe he's not had a festival winner.
Well, it was at the weekend, was it?
He's had so many winners at Cheltenham throughout the season.
What put me off at the weekend? Fugitive. Trainer was 0 from 49.
Yeah,
at
Cheltenham. Not
Yeah. So I'd put this up and I'd gone, that was a stat that put me off. But I read the same piece as you, that I didn't know that Fergal's never had a winner. At the
And that's
festival.
why you go to the Mares.
Yeah.
He could bump into fun. You sent us a message yesterday saying, did you see that? I mean, if she'd have stood up at the last...
She would be 10-1. Yeah. That's it. So this is where I'm going, oh, hello.
It's Willie Mullins.
Yeah.
Who has had a winner at the festival.
He's had 2, I believe.
He's had 90.
Yeah. He'll push the 100 this year, obviously.
Does Willie Mullins get to 100 or gets to 1?
First.
Mullins gets to 100.
The price it up.
Fun yesterday, Sunday. Paul Townham was getting a lot of stick on Twitter because he'd done the same thing on the day before. Yeah. And I didn't see it because I've never ridden a horse in a race, so it'd be good to imagine a road to Cheltenham with the next job.
Not dressed like that.
But we got somebody else. What mistake did it? People are saying on Twitter, like he threw the horse at the obstacle.
That's just the people that backed him.
That's it.
Or her.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 1-5 or whatever it was.
I mean, it was a final flight. We've got the Hunter's Yarn final fence. I mean, it's the Ruby Walsh scenario all over again, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
too right. So
they fall at the last because they're in contention so many times.
Yeah. And then was it Rachel and then JP Colours came up and nabbed him.
I might be doing a Joel here, and we might crop this up at the festival and make me look silly, but I'm not buying.
Not dressed like that.
Thank God for
Bit
that.
on season on March.
I think Fun's overhyped. She won the bumper DRF weekend, didn't she?
Yeah.
When A Dream to Share also won.
Yeah.
And I think she's been brought along with A Dream to Share's hype. And everyone's gone, these are two really good, really smart bumper horses. They're going to be the next best thing hurdling next year. She hasn't done a whole lot since. And even if you look at that bumper, the second hasn't won since. The third was 25 lengths off Dysart Enos at Aintree in that race. The fourth hasn't done anything since. I don't think Fun's as good as we think. And I know she was clear when she fell, but she was 2-5. Wasn't a strong field. It's not like she was in hot company and clear. She was supposed to go and win that race by 10, 20 lengths. I could be wrong, but
Merry Christmas, everyone.
She's no fun.
Oh, Jesus. I ain't coming around yours for a Christmas drink.
Since that bumper, there's been no evidence to suggest she's a joint favourite 4-1 shot.
Especially not going around as if he's over the Dysart Enos. I'm with the Dysart Enos.
I know. What was it on the weekend? You cockalinos or whatever.
Cockety cock, yeah.
Cockety
Cockety
cock.
cock,
Oh, that was nearly pulled up as well.
Yeah. Right.
Fun.
Sounds painful.
Fun won't win the Mares Novice.
Big fans of Dysart Enos.
Yeah.
Yes,
all
big
day
fans.
long. I think Fergal gets his first winner.
Yeah.
Yeah. 40.
Rapid, wasn't she?
Yeah.
At this time as
quicker
well.
the go, the better she may be.
Yeah. No, I'm very impressed by her.
We'll stick with the novice hurdles then. Shanagh Bob. Less impressive. I'll say less impressive. Was well on top of the line, but for me looked like needed every yard. Came under pressure.
Yeah.
Only have a second run over rules. 3 out of 3 now, including a point-to-point winner. Nicky Anderson's quite sweet on him.
I was a fan. I was quite impressed.
I was turned around as well because you put. Well, that's not you, but you.
We all put up Kerry Hill.
Yeah. Finished fourth. Again, cruised round.
Swinging.
Odds on in running.
Here we go.
I'm like, here we go.
Yeah, no.
I don't need the 4 places because, I'll just take the 3. Finish fourth. But I was not necessarily impressed, but just stay there all day, innit?
I think for a horse to look that novice-y and still win, you know that it's a decent horse. And like Nico was trying to kind of get him amongst horses, probably educate him a bit, and was asked a little bit turning for home, and then found more, and then actually found more again when asked up the hill. Proper stay. I think it's a decent horse. If you use this, I'm trying to use the second as a bit of a marker. Destroy the evidence, because he'd raced 8 times, I think. So you kind of know where that horse is at.
He's an outstay. He didn't really travel, did he?
No.
He was there at the end.
Yeah, he's there at the end. He got a rating of 130, or an RPR performance figure of 131 last time out. You look at the Irish horses. High Class Heroes 149. I hadn't looked at that horse's race until doing this. That looks like a weapon. Yeah. So that could be very, very good. Croke Park 141. Slade Steel for the De Bromheads 129. So you're looking at like the 130s, mid 130 as like your benchmark at the top of the market.
And the third horse home's a decent benchmark as well.
Exactly. So Shanagh Bob on his second start under rules has beaten horses that are in the mixer. Like, he's going to improve. I was quite impressed by it. I thought it was decent.
And Nicky said that as well. He was saying, Nico said that it's another step up in class. He's not finished yet. We're just starting, aren't we? 3 runs in, 1 point. A lot of improvement to come. And I turned around because I didn't fancy it at all, because I didn't think it looked very impressive on its debut.
No, it didn't. But clearly it needed. Yeah,
clearly was
2.5 miles too short, which makes you think the Ballymore will be too short. So 16-1 for the Albert Bartlett. Surely that's the place he's going to go.
I think it's fairly priced, or like decent priced. I wouldn't put anyone off a bet of that. Like I said, the High Class Hero looks an absolute machine, but
if you
16 seems very fair for the Bartlett.
16 to on the field as well. Isn't it? When you're going through it all, you're looking at it.
Many.
Yeah,
there's not many, and they're worse shots now because it's a stayer all day. Isn't it?
If you're backing things now, you want to first get the right race, don't you?
Yeah.
So we all think it's a Bartlett horse because it looks like a proper stayer. But Ballymore will be too quick, should improve. I think it'd be in the mixer.
It's a race that usually throws up surprises, but 16-1, certainly on that evidence from the weekend. Right, from the novice hurdlers to the novice chasers, there's a bit of a gamble landed, wasn't there? Broadway Boy.
Joel's Peloton was on.
I tell you.
Everything's in on.
Yeah, 6 is into, what was it, 11 to...
It was 6 on in the week.
In the week. Then
3 to 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
7 to 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
11 to 8 SP.
And it was ridden like the money was down. Made a couple of mistakes.
It did, yeah. Clouted a couple.
But I thought it was beat a couple of times, and then just stayed on. I was pretty impressed, and we just have a little chat in the downstairs. I want to say pub, but I won't say that. We're downstairs in the library, yeah, in the monastery. We're downstairs, and we're talking about Stay Away Faye versus Broadway Boy, and you were always of a Broadway Boy.
Well, they won't be rated too dissimilar.
No,
There's
that's
£4 between them going into the weekend.
Yeah.
So one's 5 to 1 favourite, Stay Away Faye.
Yeah.
And you've got Broadway Boy at 12-20. It sounds like that is the target.
I think I think it is the target.
Yeah.
And what was quite impressive, although there was a couple of horses over the weekend that they just went and won well, so they were going to be clear of the field anyway. Quite a few were coming back to the field, weren't they, over the 2 days? Jockey said it was quite dead ground, and there was no signs of him slowing down up the hill. So you could maybe mark his staying ability up a little bit because it was quite testing conditions. Sam probably kicked him for home 2 out, pinged the last 2, and then what was in second, 3 under 3-5?
Yep.
Looked like he was going to come at him, and then he went again when asked. So it was a strong finish from Broadway Boy.
What's the price differentiation? Like 5s and 16s or something?
12s, 5s and 12s.
5 and 12. The Gaelic Warrior's in there at 8.
And yeah.
Gaelic Warrior to win any race for Joel.
Yeah. Back 2's on. He's won every day, isn't he?
Yeah.
No. He'd be rated similar to Stay Away Faye, but I know Stay Away Faye is one of the hurdles there. But Broadway Boy, 3 runs over fences at Cheltenham, all at Cheltenham. Yeah. Second, 2 victories. Sorry, no, he won at Worcester as well.
I was really, really impressed. But again, you talk about
it was a handicap.
Yeah, and they talk about leaving a mark. I think if that had just been a prep run and the money hadn't been down, that's just me being open and honest. I think it might have been pulled up a couple of times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, missed a few, didn't he?
Yeah. So if you're saving it for another day, and especially with those connections, yeah, all right. But the money was down, and it was proved right. A bit like when Paisley Park, when Ruby Walsh was saying he should have pulled it up halfway around, save it for another day, and it comes flying up.
Talk about being a handicap quickly. Melina Girl, Gavin Cromwell's strike rate over in Cheltenham. Mm-hmm. She was travelling really well.
Quite far out, wasn't it? But,
it
was far
out, wasn't it?
Yeah, too far out to really make a call. But she was travelling well. Mm-hmm. She's got to be rated higher than what they came into that race. He's been picking up prize money in those sorts of races all season, hasn't he, so far? If you also noticed, he brought over Connor Stone-Walsh, real young jock, to ride.
Everyone's tipping him to be the next.
Well, exactly. He's probably not going to be very pleased because he rode in 2 races and fell in both.
Yeah.
But was that educational for him then to come back to Cheltenham and ride some of his in handicaps? Something like Melina Girl. No, we can't be tipping up horse in handicap now.
No,
but
like
come back into the Ultima off a nice low mark. And Connor Stone-Walsh comes and rides.
The Ultima's interesting. I thought Broadway Boy had a potentially, but it sounds like they're going to the novice, the Broadway. Talking of prep runs and catching the eye leads us to the third home, Protektorat.
Not going to win a Gold Cup though, is he?
Yeah, I mean, what'd you do now?
He's like Knapp to be 4th in the Gold Cup again.
What?
Like he's decent and he stays and he goes actually well around Cheltenham, but just like not that top class.
Is that it now? Is that easy straight to? Because I know he said about could look at the fences getting fit, so there's no Cotswold chase, there's nothing, no Denman chase. He's just going to go straight. He does go well fresh.
I was a little bit concerned for Dan Skelton at the weekend. It was completely different to Haydock, where you're standing there and people were saying, "What do you think, Dan?" And he went absolutely by how far doesn't matter, he'll win. And then he didn't, and I when he was dropping in the owners and trainers bit afterwards, and he just looked a little bit glum. At the weekend, if you'd have watched his comments, you wouldn't.
Well, it doubled in price probably as a result.
Of that, yeah. And to be fair, it didn't run us through. I thought he was going to win at one point.
Yes. Well, how is that holding on to it?
Yeah. I'm like, has he got the instruction wrong? This is Langadan. So what's going on here? Are we going for a big handicap poke on this one, or what? What's going on?
It was interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't interesting. But I think it's above my pay grade and my jockey riding ability to understand what the hell was going on there. And I have no idea as a race planner what to do next.
Well, I suppose they're just, I'm guessing, but you didn't want to give him a hard race. So he was never going to go, even if Protektorat wanted to go faster, he was never going to go and take it up and try and put the rest of the field to the sword, because it would have been a hard race then for Protektorat. So
very different tactics to Haydock.
Yeah. But then Haydock, they were all guns blazing going for it, whereas like you said, from listening to Dan on TV, it was very much go there and have a spin round Cheltenham before getting fit for the Gold Cup. So I suppose he wanted to go round safe, jump well, not push him too hard. But when he was turning for home, he probably got a bit excited, didn't he?
Or worried.
Yeah.
Just another novice to touch on. Blood Destiny. I know you're a big fan of Gaelic Warrior. This one over 2.5 miles for Willie Mullins. Another good novice for him. If it's not the Turners, if they've got Gaelic Warrior for that, where does he go? He's 14-1 for the 2.5 miler.
I thought he would go there.
Yeah. Paul Townend said
Yeah.
he jumps that quick they could drop him to 2 miles, but he will stay at 2.5, which suggests he's definitely not going to go up and probably is not going to go down. So you would think the Turners.
Yeah.
Paul Tanner's not going to ride him, though, is he?
True.
Well, can't ride
Gaelic
two, can he?
So riding our lad.
Gaelic Warrior. I mean, to be fair, you can have 3 jockeys on Gaelic Warrior and win all day long. This clip is going to come back and bite me right on the
No,
backside.
it was good, wasn't it? It was good. And Paul was quite excited about it, which is always
It's one of those ones where you watch those sort of races where, like you got a long odds on Cheltenham Island. They tend to normally win unless you're fun. But you're watching them, and sometimes you just think, what's the point? But ran well. It wasn't a case of like Allaho's still alive and has got a heartbeat. It was, it wasn't.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
And jumping's the aim of the game at Cheltenham, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you jump well and you're quick over your fences, then you're in with a chance. Rewinding, just because you mentioned fun, falling at odds on. Hunter's Yarn, I think like 33s for the Arkle. I'd throw that in there for a place. It was a good novice.
I dropped
it was a quick novice.
15 minutes ago. To make me notes.
It was a good novice hurdler.
He was going to win doing handstands, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Quick, and he jumped
Got into the bottom of the last.
all right until the last.
Have you got a rule about the fallers like you have the bumpers though? Because instantly fun had gone from 4s to 10s.
Yeah.
And you look at it and you go, right, it was a novice mistake. Right, I would have been interested at 5 or 6. Now straight to 10s. You're going, oh, are you getting me in here or what?
Well, Frankie will only back it if it goes third, second.
Yeah.
Next 4 runs.
3
and then
seconds.
That's his system. I want to talk about the cross country as well. Obviously, the sad element, losing Jess Kill and Henry Brook, who's absolutely distraught, and yet he rode a winner. I mean, to be fair, these jockeys are made of something else. We talk about them, they're followed by an ambulance and they're made of strong stuff. To lose a stable star and a horse that you dazed it, and then get back up half an hour later and ride a winner is
White
proper ride as well,
yeah,
wasn't
it?
it?
Was a good ride.
Yeah.
It was
No.
good ride.
It was good. I was hesitant to comment on any of that. Sometimes you want to kind of say your bit on it, but I think the interviews that went on ITV, Racing TV, were done so well.
Brilliantly.
with the lass as well.
Nothing
Yeah,
else
Rachel.
needed to be said. It was like a weird moment of terribly sad, but equally quite proud of like how it was handled, if you know what I mean. So I think the way that it was spoken about was brilliant. And like you said, he was super tough. And racing has a weird habit, doesn't it, of turning the right story round. They've lost Jess Kill, but then in the next race he's given an absolute.
I remember a couple of years ago.
and a tough ride as well up the hill to then get up on one.
I remember a couple of years ago when they lost Ryan Matthews on Midnight Shadow, and he suddenly died at Doncaster, and then he won the bumper. All I thought was going to be a nice time. It has a habit of picking you up when you're down, doesn't it? But
And there's a lot of kicking off about racing nowadays, not only from the outsiders, but the inside. The insiders, the people who want the sport, the affordability checks and all the new rules and everything. But I was really, really proud of like ITV and Racing UK with Lydia and Alice both doing these interviews, and Henry Brook as well, because it does take a lot of balls to do that in a. I know it's not like
Lydia was visually upset as well.
Yeah, it's not the manly sport it completely used to be. But at the same time, it would be. People looking from the outside go, oh, they're just products. So they're no good. They die. That's it. They've got Rachel there, the lass, and you could see he was, visibly upset, and it didn't need anything else. It was one of those where like just what Frankie said, just
a lot more than just the product, aren't they?
Yeah, I think what was good about the interviews with Henry is that he could have, broke down in tears and walked off. But he took time to kind of compose himself and say what he wanted to say, that was really good, because it could have been really sad and he could have just disappeared into the weighing room and said, didn't want to talk. Whereas he took a moment, Lydia gave him a moment.
And a lot of them would have done, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
A lot of them would have gone, don't speak. But
So no, it was terribly sad, but like I said, equally a not good moment for racing, but you kind of watched it and we're proud of how it's handled.
Well, fingers crossed to get another star. They've got Aaron Coe's out for the season.
Yeah.
Hopefully he turns out to be an absolute star. But at the business end, late night pass goes one better than November. And
won well. Money was down. Skelton. Gina Andrews gave it a crack a bit. 2 or 3 mistakes early on, but it wasn't. At any point did I think it was beaten, and I thought she gave it a great ride. She was upset at the end as well, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
She was emotional, which was great. But I think the eye catcher, which again is again when you see one, you think I'm the only person who has seen this Minella Indo carrying 400 stone right behind, just getting nabbed for third. 12 stone carried under Rachel.
It's not a handicap, is it?
No, it doesn't matter.
No.
Finish where you want. Yeah.
Festival, yeah. Festivals are
Levels to devils. That was it.
That's the thing. You go back and have a look. Delta Work carried 11.7, went third in January before winning. Tiger Roll was fourth, carrying 11.12 in the November before he won it. They have a habit of, if you carry top weight, it makes sense, obviously. You carry top weight in a handicap and you finish in the mixer, then when you come off level weights, you're going to have a crack, aren't you? And Minella Indo, first time over these fences, carrying 12 stone to finish fourth.
But to Fred Bromhead had said he goes over them a lot.
Yeah.
The cross-country course and stuff keeps him happy and entertained. And
I love the cross-country.
I backed him. I backed him after the race.
Yeah.
We'll have a bit of that for March.
Yeah.
Yeah,
5-1.
A lot of people are very, you've been at Cheltenham on the day of the cross country's there, and people are like, so shouldn't be part of this or whatever. I love the cross country, and especially now. Minella Indo in there. What was it? Galvin, he lost a shoe. I don't know if that was an excuse or. And Fury Road was treated for. I wrote it down. Ataxio. You want Taxio? Yeah. Taxio. It's something
That's what he needed to
You're
get
definitely not a vet anyway.
Yeah. I'm not a vet. I'm not a doctor, but it's something to do with like your limbs and muscles and something to do with your brain, where it's so you can't move your arm if you whatever. So it's been treated for that.
Uncoordinated.
Uncoordinated.
Voila.
Thank you very. Thank you very, very much. I think it's the best excuse I've ever heard. Ryder said he wasn't travelling at any point. Taxi home.
Trying Firdle, I'm Braden Fraser's not going to upset the apple cart, but what he did do was enhance the form of Burdett Road, who is a 6-1 favourite.
Yeah.
Well, he's phoned up his favourite 6-1 on the back of that form.
I think you could just start backing that now, decide that that's that. And Willie Mullins might have one, and Gordon Elliott might have one, but Burdett Road's got to be the best juvenile hurdler we've had in England for a while. Like after seeing the race unfold at the weekend, going, wow, that's another good form boost for Burdett Road. Then going back and watching Burdett Road beat the horse that won at Cheltenham, I can't pronounce it. you watch.
Break it down, love.
You watch it again and go, Jesus, that was very, very good. Like, he rockets up the hill. I think if you're thinking about March, if they went a steady pace, you'd back Burdett Road all day long. Because if he can just cruise round and it turns into a sprint, he's rapid. Yeah. The only thing that might get him in trouble is if they go really quick and, get him sort of maybe jumping a few poorly or, just test him earlier on. But if they go steady, not that they ever really do in the track, but if they went steady enough for him to just do what he wants and then hit the button and go, I can't see anything beating him up the hill. But the way that he finished at Cheltenham was incredible.
Joel?
I 100% agree. I'm just waiting for that Melantino back in third. For the
Fred Winter.
Yeah. Is it Karash? Fell at the last. That was.
It was beat. It was Skeltons, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was beat anyway. No, we all watched the race back afterwards. The original one. You go, oh yes.
So
yes.
I mean, is this the first week? I mean, obviously we've talked about many horses over the last 5-6 weeks. Was this the first one where we've gone?
Yeah.
Start backing a few.
Well, I mean, the short, they've got to get there. The short, anti-post rule and stuff. But in Dysart Enos, Minella Indo, and although he's not even left his stable, but in Burdett Road,
yeah,
we've got some firm fancies certainly to be there or thereabouts and run their races.
Honestly, I think there's lots of little luckies, lucky 15s, 63s, whatever, just little ones because. We often talk about anti-post racing, either dead or it's not there. If you've got something that's going to be a lot shorter on the day, it doesn't matter if you win, as long as you get the value. As a punter, as long as you get the value.
Tailed off.
Yeah, but I've got the value.
It doesn't pay the bills.
It doesn't pay the bills, but you got the value.
It's half the battle, isn't it?
Yeah,
Although they're all favourites, so we're not really getting the value. But they're definitely ones to keep an eye on, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. No, I think performances this weekend, I say Minella Indo certainly, and love the stats that you backed it up with as well about the previous winners. Dysart Enos, you know where she's going.
Yeah.
That's the target. I say it's probably a little on the short side. With 3 months away, she's going to run again. But and say Burdett Road without leaving his stable, so maybe a little Trixie.
Yeah.
Or something.
I think you leave it as long as you can before any of them run again, don't you?
Yes.
And just before Dysart Enos runs again, if she goes and bolts up, she would then shorten. But you let the Irish do what they want to do maybe over Christmas. There'll be a few that pop up.
True.
And then in the new year, once that's happened,
Settled
before
in,
any of these run, maybe in January, you have a crack then.
I've had a couple of quid on West Balboa. 20s for the stayers.
Runs this weekend.
Yeah, runs this weekend long walk. And there's been some cash for it. So I'm thinking, it won't be 20 to 1. You know,
Got the value.
I got the value. You know,
I don't want to back a 4 to 1 this weekend. I don't want a 4 to 1 winner.
Yeah.
I want a 20 to 1 loser in 3 months' time.
that's too right. But I think I got the value. It's, you know what, it's like buying something from a shop that should be £3 and it's got a yellow label on, it's 30p, and it sits in your fridge and goes off. And you go, but I got the value.
Well, it gives you more pleasure, doesn't it? You back a 4 to 1 winner, it's over at the weekend. You're sitting on a slip that was 20s and now 10s. You can talk about it for the next 3 months.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Easy's land. I've still got that 66 to 1.
It's framed. Right, so that's a look back to what we saw over the weekend then. Our next road to Cheltenham will be on the 8th of January, which will obviously incorporate all the festive fixtures. That's going to be a real busy spell with everything that happens over Ireland and on these shores, of course, throughout the festive period. So join us then. We'll look ahead to that. And, of course, join us Friday for the Punter's Guide over here on YouTube, where you must subscribe and like, and we'll let you know when a new episode is available. Or, of course, on Spotify, where you can listen and take us everywhere. Because this weekend, we've got the Betfred sponsored card at Haydock with the Tommy Whittle, the feature, and, well, we know what Joel's tipping up in the long walk. It's all over West Balboa, but we'll elaborate on that at the weekend as well. So this has been the Road to Cheltenham. Make sure you join us Friday for the Punter's Guide.